This is the MeteoMark Weather Show. Let's take a look at some viewer sent in photos here. Derek Rentschler from Lebanon County, Pennsylvania. He was very pleased yesterday, December 8th, as you can see, 4 p.m. Nice layer of snow on the ground. Sure beats last winter already, and I'm sure Derek was very pleased about this, as many of you were in the Mid-Atlantic. Just further east of him in Philadelphia, got upwards of 8 inches. So very, very nice here. Thank you, Derek, for these photos. And I'm sure you're thinking back to last winter and breathing a sigh of relief that you actually got some accumulating snow, finally, after waiting quite a while for this. So very nice. These photos really do justice. And as you can see, these 4 photos from Derek are breathtaking. Very nice. Signs of the season. It's always good to have a nice layer of snow on the ground for the season. You have some more snow coming up in Lebanon County, Pennsylvania, Derek, so I'll have the details later on in this video. So let's take a look in this update here for Robert Jason Stone. He was in Bergen, New York last night along Interstate 490, and as you can see, I'll push it to the part of the video here where he was able to get his windshield cleared off here, because it's really hard to get that windshield cleared off when you got that snow. He said it started out almost like rain, but it was really cold, so I'm going to think it's probably started out as freezing rain, came back to snow. And as you can see, very, very, very good amount of snow. Of course, it's nighttime here. He's overlooking here some lights. And as you can see here, this video does justice last night of some snowfall that was occurring in Bergen, New York. So thank you, Robert, for sending this in. He did include some audio for me, and he said that it was snowing at about, I believe, 9:45 last night in Bergen, New York, along Interstate 490, along that exit. And as you can see, it definitely was snowing. Roads probably weren't that great, and of course, we didn't get a lot of snow, but it only takes a little bit of snow to make things slippery. So, as I said, that mixture last night across the Mid-Atlantic was quite bad for travel. Let's get into the photos here from Linden, Texas for Lucas and Courtney. First 4 photos are from Courtney here. We start off with some bird photos. One of them looks like a robin, and as you can see, nice foliage pictures and some very interesting shots. You got some leaves laying on the ground here. The leaves are pretty much all fallen. Winter has basically come to Linden, and it has been since about just before Thanksgiving with that ice storm. So thank you, Courtney, for snapping those photos and sending them in. Lucas has some photos here, some really breathtaking sky shots here. As you can see here across the sun trying to shine through all these clouds here. Very breathtaking. These photos really are quite nice. And as you can see here across much of the landscape here, he depicts that any sunshine that there is, it's very filtered, and as we get towards the last couple of photos here, you don't really see any nice sunsets. Winter has basically come to Linden. As you can see, it's here, and it's here to stay. So everybody across especially the southern states, get used to it, because it is here, and it will stay cold in Linden for a good portion of this week into next week. So thank you, Lucas and Courtney, for sending those in. Thank you, Robert Jason Stone, for that great video last night, and Derek Rentschler for those nice snow pictures. Let's get right into the forecast. I'm going to briefly touch on precipitation amounts here across the east. We're not looking at anything significant, but much of this north of North Carolina will be in the frozen type of precipitation, especially west of Interstate 80 and north of DC, Philly on northward there. It will pretty much be all snow in that. And here in the Pacific Northwest, we'll have another system moving in later in the forecast period, but we're not looking at too much going on out here. A lot of high pressure. Let's take a look at those snowfall amounts. That storm system will orient itself across the Mid-Atlantic. I will just focus on this storm, by the way, because that's the most inclement weather is going to be occurring. You see upwards here, Philadelphia will be right in the crosshairs. This is where we could get upwards of 5, 6, maybe those isolated areas, 7 inches of snow, especially on the east and south side of Philadelphia. And of course, widespread 3 to 6 inch amounts here, 1 to 3 inches further north towards Scranton, and across the southern tier of New York, we could get up to an inch over towards the Catskills, and then eventually over towards central New England. So that's what we're looking at for snowfall totals here across much of the Northeast. Pretty straightforward. The system doesn't seem to be throwing any curveballs at us, so the bullseye will be in that south New Jersey area, southeastern Pennsylvania, heading on into extreme northeastern Maryland and extreme northern Delaware. That is the bullseye for this storm. That's where winter storm warnings are in effect. Let's take a look at what we got going on for that system. It's not exactly, it's kind of a nor'easter, but it's not strong enough to really throw tons of moisture in. It's a moderate snowstorm, but it will be a good one for Philadelphia especially, and maybe point south towards Wilmington. You see this low pressure here, and we have this other low pressure, which will be an kind of a Albertus Clipper style system that will rile up the lake effect snows. Speaking of lake effect snows, let's take a look at what we got going on. Lake effect snow accumulation here across the eastern end of Lake Ontario and the eastern end of Lake Erie. That's where we could see upwards of 6 to 10 inches of snow accumulation, especially those 270, 280, 290 degree orientation here out of the northwest. So beware of that. That's what we got going on across winter weather for you in the mid-Atlantic, especially eastern Pennsylvania, southern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and portions of Maryland and Delaware. Be on the lookout, and northern Virginia as well, for that snowstorm. That's going to do it here at MeteoMark. Don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. Here's a 5-day outlook for my hometown viewers in big southern tier of New York, northern tier counties of Pennsylvania. Here's what we got going on. We got a little bit of snow on Tuesday, maybe a half an inch up to an inch, but as we head through the forecast period, the story will be the cold. Some overnight lows in the single digits, approaching towards 0 or below just during or after the weekend. That's what we got going on here. Other than that, no large-scale systems to worry about. That's going to do it here at MeteoMark.